Can I ask you your name and where you're from?
Urs here, and I'm here from Brampton South.
Now, you took part in that feedback session, otherwise known as a bear pit session, sort of a discussion about what went right and what went wrong in the last election. You raised the issue of identity politics. What did you have to say to the party press?
So to be honest, I wasn't prepared to say anything. I was just here to attend the conference, but I also wanted to listen to what the feedback was. And then I decided to stand in line and offer feedback as well, because a lot of the issues and a lot of the politics from the last election, I started off saying that the election was a disaster because, it basically targeted my community, the Muslim community. We're 1.1 million people in Canada, and to have lived here, born here, lived here, educated here, worked here in many industries, and then worked in the MP's office. And see how we were sidelined as a community. It was really an unfair. It wasn't just the election time. It was actually during the time that we had government. I had moved from Liberal to Conservative to work with my MP.
Your MP was Kyle.
Kyle CPAC, and an excellent MP. He knew our issues, and time and time again, we were facing, the fact that we were being ignored, we were sidelined, and Kyle actually raised that issue in caucus many times. The sad thing is, it was a constant battle with Prime Minister's office, and then later when the campaign happened, it was a battle with campaign headquarters.
Now, in this session, from what I've heard, from what I've seen in tweets and all that, you said that you felt that your community was targeted. So, I mean, what was it about the campaign that made you feel that you were targeted specifically as Muslim Canadian?
So it was a politics of division, really. It was choosing one side over the other. In my speech, I said, well, I'm saying speech, it was just my little feedback, but I said that, Canada is a country for all people. People came here from many countries, and everyone makes up Canada. We should have a big enough tent that includes everyone and should be friendly to everyone. We should be a kinder party. But, to choose one side or sideline another big community is actually what brought out 80% of our community to vote. People came out to vote against after they heard about, a lot of the, it was one thing after the other. It was
what kind of things was it? Was it the Barbaric Cultural Practices Act, where there was a press conference to talk about that? Was it the debate about the niqab in general?
For sure. Yeah, it was all of that. It was, I'm Muslim. We don't believe in terrorism. We don't agree to terrorism. When you target and you're talking about the one person who wears niqab and you're making that a campaign issue, that becomes problematic to even people who don't care about niqab. It's about denying the right for women to wear what they want. I don't wear it. I don't even agree to it personally. But I don't think that we should be telling people what to not wear. That's my opinion. But aside from that, the fact that, we're waging war against jihadi terrorists. We understand that. We don't believe in jihadi terrorists either. But when the Prime Minister, Stephen Harper, was not able to differentiate Muslims, Canadian Muslims, from terrorists, people think that everyone's the same.
So you say you saw a community walking away or even turning against the party that you were working for. Do you think the party has changed? Do you think those people in that room heard your message?
You know what? I had so many people come up to me, Jewish people, white people, Aboriginal people. I don't know. I didn't ask, but there were just so many people who came up to me afterwards and they hugged me. They, gave me so many words of comfort. I think I came to this party not really knowing a lot of people. But I think I'm walking out with everyone, coming up to me and,
Has the party learned a lesson, do you think?
I don't know. I hope my job was to deliver feedback, which I did. And I'm hoping that it was not on deaf ears. I said that, it might be 6 to 8 or 10 years before the Conservative Party comes back. And in that time, there's a lot of time to reflect and think about. I said, at this conference, there's just a handful of the Muslims in here. Everyone's moved over to the Liberals, right? Justin Trudeau's doing a great job.
Your region went wholly Liberal. I mean, all of Brampton region, all of Mississauga, all of...
The entire GTA went Liberal except for the two ridings. So, I mean, there were lots of opportunities where the party could have engaged with people from all of the communities, including
Okay.
our community, and they didn't.
Last question. You're still here. You're still wearing a Conservative badge. You're still taking part in this party.
It was hard.
Are you in it for the long run?
Yes, I think so, because I believe we need to stay engaged. I believe this is a time when the party is actually listening, or is supposed to be listening, is going to be looking at some of the things they did wrong. And, 8 to 10 years is a long time, and this is an opportune time for for the party to listen and see who they're not engaging, who's not here, and who they can engage. Because Canada's a big country and we have a lot of people.
Well, I have to wrap up by saying one thing. For someone who is not thinking of saying anything at a session, you've said something that's been heard by a lot of people. I want to thank you for taking the time
Thank you
and
so
speaking
much.
with us.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure.